It's New Comic Book Day! Starring The X-Files, Adrian. Showing the latest in comics and giving his opinion.
Hello folks, it's been a while since I've actually had a new comic book day, and I hope you like Batgirl and Justice League 3000, because that's all there is. I'm not joking, it's literally all Batgirl, bam, 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 and then Justice League 3000. It is literally all Batgirl and Justice League 3000, because, I'm waiting for Secret Wars to end, because it's like, I'm just like, on that, I'm just like, whatever, I don't really feel like paying $3.99 for that, or $5 for that. Oh, there's someone messaging me. And $5 for that, you know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, and what I'm reading, I don't know what's going to be relevant or not, so I'm just like, whatever. Let me just read some of this DC stuff. And like an idiot, I forgot to pull Ninja Turtles for July, so it's like, yeah, I'm screwed. Oh well, what are you going to do, right? Anyway, let's get started with the oldest. Batgirl number 41. We finally get an introduction to the new Batman. And I like the way this issue was written, because in this issue, James Gordon pretty much tells Batgirl, his Barbara, that he's actually Batman. And not only that too, but he got some good interplay with them, because he was like, he shaved his mustache and he got like this ridiculous true haircut mohawk type thing going. And she's just giving him a lot of flack about that, and rightfully so. It's pretty hilarious. And she finally meets him, and you get the appearance of Livewire, but it's not under good circumstances, because he's been charged with eliminating all the vigilantes, and so when they come face to face, he kind of tells his daughter, like, you got to get out of here fast, because they're charging me to take you guys down. And pretty much he was like, I don't want to see you get hurt. This is the only way I can protect you. And it's funny because it's kind of almost parallel. Like, he's telling his daughter, Barbara, like, he's Batman and all these things. And she's Batgirl and she wants to tell him, but it's like she can't. It's really an interesting dynamic. I found it a really interesting dynamic, a really interesting thing. And here's the haircut I'm talking about. I mean, look at that. Look at that. She was right to give me so much flack for that. And pretty much at the end of the issue, Batman comes in and you have the stand. Oh, that was the other one. But that was the other issue. Getting my issue mixed up. But this is how it ends. And it was a pretty solid issue, I gotta say. I'm enjoying my Batgirl. Like I said, some people think that, she needs to be miserable and and I'm just like, yeah, imagine, but then I apply it to my life and I'm just like, imagine if I was horribly depressed and miserable like I was last year. Would people want to really see that? No. Batgirl 42. This is where they kind of confront each other. And not only that too, but Livewire is kind of an interesting villain. I never really read much about Livewire. You kind of get her origin and what happened, how she became this. And not only that too, but Batgirl and Batman, her father, actually work together. And she's really careful in not getting noticed. And I really love how they kind of show how Batman, James Gordon, is just so, not used to fighting crime the way Batman is. How he's just like a rookie and he's trying to learn the ropes. And I really love how they really illustrated that in this issue, because Batgirl is actually giving Batman orders. When the hell have you ever seen that happen? I mean, she's giving him orders like, okay, here's what you do. Do this, do that, do this. And, I'm going to place the charges here, and I'm going to take care of it, She's pretty much just laying down the orders, what's going to happen. And it really illustrates that at this point in time, Batgirl is a better crime fighter than Batman. She's more experienced, she knows what she's doing, she can fight better. She knows, she just knows a lot better than Batman. And this issue really illustrates just how far away Batman is from reaching that level, So I really enjoyed that because, he was way out of his element. And, yeah, so I enjoyed the issue just for that, because it just shows that just how far away James Gordon is. He's not on Batgirl's level like at all. It's interesting, And not only that too, but you also find out that her transgender friend is getting married, which it was just like it would have just felt it would have meant more if there was maybe more build up to it, because we haven't really seen the character in like 3, 4, 5 issues, so it's like it really wasn't like meh. But other than that, again, it's quite an enjoyable book. I like this book. It's enjoyable for me, folks. My only complaint about this one, though, is the gratuitous panty shot, of course. I mean, because, we gotta have gratuitous panty shot, apparently. Right there, this is what I'm talking about, right there. It was just like, that's just gratuitous. There's really no need for that. It's like, it was really unnecessary. And then, Batgirl Annual number 3. Don't believe what this cover says. They do meet. They do come face to face and meet, but it's not what you think. Pretty much, Grayson, Dick, is pretty much, how do I put this? He has like some sort of face scrambler, so he can make his face look like another person, and so he makes himself look older. So even though they meet, they kind of really don't meet. You know what I'm saying, folks? But she kind of, at the end, she kind of has like a feeling, maybe that is Dick, maybe that is Grayson, maybe that is who he is, and then she's kind of like, no, it can't be him, he's dead. And so it's misleading, but it's still quite the enjoyable issue. It's like one gigantic story arc, and I really felt like I did get my money's worth in this, because and there were some pretty funny moments too. I was just kind of laughing, like, so the first story kind of revolves around trying to stop this whole terrorist group, and I can't even pronounce the names they were trying to get to. It's like Neo Gossip. I can't pronounce it. But you got some really good action scenes here. You know what I mean? And this whole dynamic with her, the whole dynamic was like, Dick and, Batgirl, oh, he doesn't want to see her. He needs to believe she's dead, and that whole suspense was pretty nice. And then after this, they kind of after that, and they kind of rescue the people, and they accomplish that mission. It continues on into this, because this is literally like almost a day in the life of Batgirl, from like almost pretty much dawn to like night. Then the next one kind of focuses on her meeting Spoiler. She tracks down the person who got away, one of the high-ranking officials of the terrorist group, and she ends up meeting Spoiler. And I gotta tell you, I just really love like the different artwork, because this was kind of almost semi-serious, and this right here was really silly, which is kind of almost a little more sillier, and the artwork really contrasts, it gets that down right. You get the nice contrast there, and it was just kind of some funny moments, like Spoiler is kind of a new villain, and the way Batgirl's like, okay, first, here's what I'm going to do, and then Spoiler doesn't listen, she goes into it, and then you just look at the facial expression, and when I was looking at that, I was just laughing, I was just like, funny stuff, but, and that entire interaction was funny, and then you switch again, and the art changes for Batwoman, and you kind of get a nice contrast of style here, where Batwoman is trying to rescue, like, the prisoner, who's like this colonel that she used to know, and that they're still really tight with and friends with, and it ties into the whole terrorist thing too. And Batgirl kind of meets up, and then of course you kind of get like the different styles that both of them exhibit. Like Batwoman's more of almost like Batman, a badass Batman, like beating the answers out of people, where Batgirl's a little more calm and knows to look at her stuff. And they even say it there when Batwoman's just like, you got your style, I got mine. And, they rescue her and they get that done. And then you get this one right here, a different art style. And like I said, and this is like, she goes into Gotham Academy. And this was pretty cute, I will say. And like I said, I was just really like the artwork, because they do a good job of just matching the artwork with the story that's being told, the section of the story. This one matches the story, like the first kind of part of it. It's semi-serious. And the next one that's a little more silly. The artwork's a lot more cartoony. It matches it. And then this one's a little more gritty, and it kind of matches that too. And then this one's a lot more like kiddie and more child friendly, and the artwork matches that. So, and the story was pretty good too, and he kind of threw a little nod to Damon, but Damian Wayne, bleh, Damon, blah. And that was a Batgirl Annual number 3. I enjoyed it. It was fun. But I can never recommend a Batgirl an annual, like, ever. Like, it's really always difficult for me to recommend an annual, and, like, this one is no exception. Like, it was a good read, but you probably can find this, like, in the dollar bin or, like, for cheaper later on in the month, so I would, like, just say wait for it. The only one that I could recommend was the one with Poison Ivy. That was a really good annual. This one was good, too. Not up to that one, though. And then Justice League 3001. I need to give a shout out to Damian Sleepy Reader because I had literally no idea that DC switched over to 2001, like literally no idea. None. And then, again, I was always wondering, I was like, God, when's the next issue of 3000 coming out? When's the next issue? I'm wondering. And then I watched one of his videos and I'm just like, those sons of a bitches, really? And it's just like a continuation almost. Almost. And I'm just like, well, it is, but it's like a little bit of a time gap, and I'm just like, really, you? Damn you, DC, really? And I was talking to talking like comic book guy over there, and he was like, yeah, they actually did that. It was like, I think it was like, there was Legion, like 88, and then it jumped to 89 and 90, and he was like, yeah, so I kind of feel your pain. I was like, I know, those bastards. So, this is old, and God, I just like Justice League 3001. It's like rapidly becoming literally like probably one of my favorite books. Because this book is, I want my book to be silly, you know? I'm silly and
relaxing sometimes, and this is kind of what it was. It's silly, but it can be serious at times. It's just, I enjoy it, you know, Guy Gardner's the girl, and that's enjoyable, and, you know, and like I said, this takes place, there's like a time gap, and I was wondering what was happening to Hal Jordan, like, okay, the guy Gardner, what happened to Hal Jordan, and they kind of explained in the next issue. But after it, it's like, I don't know how much of a time gap there was, maybe like, it was 3000, so maybe, like, not a year, but maybe a few months. And it's like turning out like the Justice League is rebuilding their reputation, and they're growing in legend now. You know, they're getting closer. Superman is actually dating the Flash, who's a female. And it's just an interesting take on a new hero, you know? You know what I mean? And they're on this planet where Starro has like enslaved the planet, you know? It's really interesting. And then you got Guy Gardner just kicking ass. Just kicking a lot of ass and just being his normal, you know, impatient self, going to the office of bureaucracy and getting shit done, you know what I mean? And then Ariel Masters isn't really Ariel Masters. Somewhere along the line, Lois Lane managed to implant her consciousness into her, and, you know, she's trying to sabotage him, like putting him on a really dangerous mission, and he keeps succeeding in spite of that, and it's really an interesting book. You know, and the funny thing about it is, you know, Guy Gardner's a girl, but he still has Guy Gardner still has the freaking Chili Bowl Mo Howard haircut. You know, and I just remember, I was looking at it, I was like, oh wow, you still have that haircut. And it was so funny because when I was thinking that, I don't know if it was this issue or the next issue, they actually make reference to that. She's like, you know, he's like, yeah, some female came and threatened him with bodily harm. He's like, who was it? Wonder Woman? You know, and then they were like, no. She had an atrocious haircut. He's like, oh, Guy Gardner. That was it. You know, I just started laughing. But yeah, I mean, you should definitely check this. I definitely highly recommend checking out Justice League 2001. It's a really good jumping on point, I would say. And like I said, if you want your comic not to be incredibly serious, to be not incredibly serious, to have some good banter, some nice jokes in there that'll make you laugh, because I kind of laughed a few times. And then if you want like a really solid story, just definitely check it out. You know, it's really good. And then, just 2002, Supergirl makes her appearance. And again, this is just like the entire battle. Like, you know, Ariel Masters, or who's Lois Lane, is kind of, I don't know what Superman did to her, but they're hinting at something. I don't know what it was, but I'm eager to find out.
But anyway, this is just like a really good battle. You know, Guy Gardner's enjoying kicking the crap out of people, and they just keep coming. Meanwhile, like, they're trying to find out, like, how did he stop this guy, the Starro, and they have to find the main body of the guy. And they send out a Flash to do it. And of course, you know, she's really eager to prove herself because they see her as, like, this kid. You know, like, she's helping out, but she's not really a gigantic member. She's not and she's eager to prove herself. And I'm really hoping that they keep playing on that, you know, because I think they can really do a really interesting arc with her trying to prove herself. And I really hope that they have, like, this epic story where she finally proves herself, like, worthy, I guess, in their eyes. I really hope that happens. And again, the artwork is always good in this. You know, they always manage to capture the feature and, like, the different worlds of these issues. I always love the art. And of course, Supergirl. And of course, when Supergirl makes her appearance, because she crashes into the planet, and I don't know how she's cloned, because apparently Firestorm took over the whole situation in the cloning thing now. And so she's cloned, but it's interesting is that she seems to be like a perfect clone of Supergirl, because all the other members of Justice League have like some sort of damaged DNA structure, but hers is like perfect. And I'm really interested to see if it's perfect. Does she retain all the memories, all the personality of Supergirl, or is she going to be like fragmented like some of the other JL? You know, so I'm really eager to see where that's going. And of course, Supergirl ends up saving the day. And it's funny because she ends up taking care of the peace negotiations with Starro as well. Instead of like fighting, they set up a peace negotiations, and it's just funny. And of course, much to the chagrin of Chirin or whatever, or the displeasure of Lois Lane, who's trying to sabotage it. He's like, really? She's like thinking, oh, Supergirl, really? Are you kidding me? God. And not only that too, but it's really nice to see a different take on Superman, in my opinion, you know? Because he went from like this narcissist, and now you see he's close to the female Flash he's dating. He's actually not a one-note character anymore. So that was just 2001. It's quite enjoyable. And time to recap my books, you know? That was my new comic book day. I know it's long, but I'm not just someone who's just gonna go and say, this is what I got up at the comic book shop. Here you go, here, and you know what I mean? It's like, if I'm gonna show comics, I'm gonna talk about them. I want to say stuff about them. And a lot of people go and show comics already. Everybody has, but when people talk about them, everyone has like a unique opinion on them, and I like hearing that. So, Batgirl number 41. Enjoyable. You get this interesting dynamic with her father. It was just worth it for the banter she was getting at. So I liked it. Batgirl number 42. I would definitely suggest maybe checking this out, because you could definitely check it out just to see the difference between Batgirl and James Gordon, like in the level of crime fighting that they are, because she is way ahead of him. And I really enjoyed this too. I mean, it's just great when you enjoy the comics you read. When you know what I mean? When you're just not like, oh man, this comic, you know. Again, Batgirl Annual number 3. Wait for this. Wait so you don't have to pay $5. I mean, I'm subscribed to this, but wait so you don't have to pay $5. You could probably will find it cheaper. It was good. I mean, it's good because he took one solid story, and the artwork, the way how every chunk of the story was told with different artwork was just well done, and then matched the story. That portion of the story was fantastically well done and put together. Not as good as the other Batgirl Annual, but yeah, still really enjoyable. Justice League 2001. Like I said, folks, a good jumping on point. A really good jumping on point. And like I said, it's definitely worth checking out. If you just want a completely different take on the Justice League, a book that's not incredibly serious, that's going to have you maybe laugh a few times here and there, check it out. That was double for this one, too. And that's my new comic book day for July. If anyone managed to get through this, I applaud you.